Do you want Garden Warfare 3 to succeed? And it's so easy, like all they need to do is add variance. Man, why did I even decide to make this video? Oh, wait. Oh no! There's plenty of reasons as to what it could take to make Garden Warfare 3, and I'm here to prove some wrong and dish out some points that just can't go unnoticed. And hopefully, in the future, if this video is successful enough, then, you know, Popcop might just listen to our cries. So why wasn't it variance? Well, BFN's way of saying sorry to variance was a perk system, and everyone liked it, is what I would have said if they actually tried to make it half decent. But if they actually try to make this perk system great, it will add pretty much infinite replayability, as if they make a lot of different perks, that will make it feel different enough to feel like variants or legendary upgrades. And you can put multiple in one preset or character, which means that there will be millions or maybe even billions of combinations depending on how they do it. So they should keep costumes from the previous pop. Sorry, that doesn't narrow it down. Battle for Naples. But they should do it in a way so that it shows who's been on the grind, not whose mom doesn't hide their credit card. And a lot of people find enjoyment in showing off, which is a little sad, but anyway. They should add proper matchmaking, so that people that just bought the game 5 minutes ago don't go against the player that hasn't seen real sunlight in 5 years and has 6,537 hours on an individual character. And also, I don't know if this is just me, but I never know if a game is actually doing skill-based matchmaking, so maybe they could brag about that in the trailer or something, I don't know. So you know how Garden Warfare 2 had like variants for like different abilities? Like add like 5 for like each ability, cause like it will be cool and also like replayable. Do you remember Battle for Naperville? Oh flip, you probably do. Well, one of the reasons why people probably don't is because they spent a maximum of like $4 to advertise this game. So that's not good. So yeah, bring the budget to a lot more so that people realize that it exists. So you know how everyone was crying about the art style on like the last 3 PVZ games? That's pretty bad. So they should give the community like 5 art styles to choose from, which will also force them not to surprise us with a goofy release the second people set their eyes on the trailer. Because of the who, what, where, when. Battle for Naperville. That's way too complicated of a name. Compare that to Garden Warfare 3. It flows off the tongue really nicely. And also, Naperville isn't actually a real word. It's annoying when I get those red squiggly lines on there. So you know how if a really big channel covers a game, suddenly that game is a household name? For example, okay, that's not the point, but if PopCap adds lore to Garden Warfare 3, maybe, I don't know, something to do with the gnomes, then game theory talks about it, well, then we've basically won. Okay, this one is pretty similar, but I need to make this video long enough so that I have mid-roll ads. Anyway, they need to add secrets and Easter eggs all over this game so that it attracts an audience that is more on the investigation side. And if a really big secret is found, imagine the excitement in the community that will erupt. An emotion that this community hasn't felt in so long. We all know about the prize map in BFN, or at least I hope, because this is irrelevant then. The prize map, to much surprise, was basically a 100% free battle pass, which was huge. I mean, seriously, name another game that has a free battle pass. Come on, this is good, because whenever there's a new one, the community can all gather and discuss it on YouTube, and if people make YouTube videos, we will start getting new icons in the community that everyone looks up to. You know how in this era of gaming, every game has like 3 currencies, 4 leveling up systems, a ranked badge, 2 pay to win obtainable currencies, and life tokens. This is cringe. Stop it. My brain is overheating thinking about this. Make just 1 currency for everything, and for the love of God, don't make it like Robux or V-Bucks where you're pretty much homeless scavenging for pennies just because your parent is smart with money. This one is probably quite obscure, but you might know how Fortnite and Rocket League have a replay system, which to the average Joe will seem useless at best, but to a content creator, this can heighten their video quality leaps and bounds over competition, as it makes it possible to do so much more cinematics, flyby shots of action, and more examples I'm too lazy to explain. When we're in the topic of non-stop action, it's kinda worth talking about sprint. Now this is pretty controversial, but I think it should stay, so that when someone dies, they don't need to spend like 30 seconds going back into the action just to die again and experience deja vu.
I'm still alive.
The devs should host live streams where they potentially talk about new updates in fun ways, with maybe even other creators. This will increase their brand loyalty, which they could really do with, because the last time I've heard a PVZ dev's voice was like 3 years ago, so yeah. I'm surprised I haven't said this sooner, but they really need to add a good story mode. This will not only engage someone who has already bought the game, but also widen the target player from only being a competitive type player to also a story mode enthusiast as well. So, Battle for Neighborville had a ranked system.
I don't know what you were talking about, Tag White Kingdom, but I just realized I forgot to subscribe. This is the best channel I have seen in a millennium, for real, no cap.
The Thunderdome in Battle for Neighborville was a great idea. It was a gateway for highly competitive players to enjoy going down against other grass haters. But that's all it was, an idea. An idea that was executed worse than my own attempt at seeing grass. Oh no. If the Thunderdome had matchmaking and more options than just this, and continued to have these prize pools, then it would be really cool to be put in Garden Warfare 3. This is more of a thing that they shouldn't do, but it's important nonetheless, and it's that they shouldn't add one of those annoying, unskill-based, goofy-ass dungeon-dwelling characters that half the player base hates and half the player base uses with a passion. For example, Brainium Basher, and Jumper, and Electro Bee. I don't know, I think. I want you to name out a game that doesn't have a character like it. Get rid of Toxicity. I don't know if there's something that I'm missing, but this is so easy to do. Just don't make emoticons. And it's so weird, suddenly your game has a happy audience that's enjoying themselves instead of sweating buckets trying to get a revenge on a pea shooter that had a poo emoji above their head. It's so sad how this is a norm in games now. Make a proper launch. It sounds simple, but for some reason in 2019 it wasn't. Just announce the trailer, wait 2 months for hype to build up, and release it. Easy. You know what could be a really easy way to add humans into your lobbies? Cross-platform gaming. Imagine the PC servers are dead as dead can be, but Xbox servers are thriving. What could you do to make everyone happy? Make it cross-platform. It's the best way to get rid of echo in a map. They seriously need to make a lot of events, because if they don't, then the game will get boring. And you don't want that. I mean, think about why Fortnite is still relevant. An event happens every few months that shakes the community into talking about it, which results in a hiccup of extra players every few months. Now, this is an interesting topic, microtransactions. In my opinion, they should be only a way to add more stuff like money. As this is simple, and although it's still pay to win, it won't ruin it for others, like stuff like paying for exclusive characters, which is usually overpowered and just unfair. The devs should get most of their revenue from buying their game, not microtransactions. This will be probably the hardest thing for the developers to do, and it's to cut down on the bugs at launch. That's why they will need a lot of game testers to exterminate every bug known to man. And I know sometimes discovering a bug can be fun, but a lot of times it can ruin the game forever. For example, in BFN there was a wizard softlock glitch, which literally deletes you from the game. And that's terrible in a game like Garden Warfare 3. So, this is going to sound very cheesy, but there's a reason, and it's to subscribe and like. Why? It's so that this video does well enough to potentially be seen by PopCap, so in the future they could maybe implement this.